sadly I'm not fishing here, but the River Thames is behind there somewhere, and I'm at Child Beale Park at the moment, and we're just about to draw for the Riverfest at Reading. Hello. I don't know if there's any real animals here. I wonder where Grant Albert had gone. So Grant Albert. Well, that's where we've walked from, somewhere up there. Big long walk. See a few poor buggers still coming. It's a shame they didn't let us drop off, really. It was prime for letting us drop off and go back. But this is my barrow laden with stuff. And this is peg 12. Now they told me, everyone said, oh, you're on the cow drink, you're on the cow drink. It's an absolute flyer. Well, I'm not on the cow drink. The cow drink is at least 2 pegs further down. So, usual story. Oh, absolute flyer, John. No. I've got to get down there, I think. I have to see what it's like. See how soft the mud is. Oh well. Usual story at the moment. Get told you're on a flyer and you're not. Very tight pegging actually. It's only just there. And there's a guy just the other side of that hedge as well. So they've tightened it up because obviously they've got to fit 60 anglers on it. If I can put a platform in, I can. It's not sinking too bad. But look at that high bank behind. That is a hell of a high bank. Looks nice when they're down there. That's the fun bit. Well, I'm definitely not on a cattle drink. Anything, my bowling is too accurate. I'm going to spread a bit more than that. A few more casters, a bit more just over the top. I'm debating whether to feed my chop worm line yet or not. I think we'll just go straight on those balls and then we'll feed the choppy in a sec. Fill the chop worm fish up straight away. Positive rig, I'm going to set it about 1 inch off the deck to start with. I'll put a red maggot on to start with, a single red. This is a bagging rig, 1609 gram and a half rig. Straight down the hole. Nice pencil float, no resistance, so I can use a heavy float but without any resistance. Straight down the hole, and I'm expecting roach immediately, if there's any about. What happens on this river, when it's hard and clear, and it is definitely going clear and it's definitely not a bit harder than it sometimes is, you might catch for an hour, an hour, 2 hours, and then it literally switches off. You got to really scratch around then. You just got to make the most of that first hour. See if we can't catch straight away. I'm hoping to catch on casters. I've made a bream mix up before I left. I'm not going to fish for bream. They're not catching bream in the bream pegs. And I was on the river yesterday on bream pegs and no one saw a bream. So can't see any point fishing for them again. A nice wriggly maggot. Might take a little bit for them to arrive. If there's any around, we'll catch them straight away, I'm hoping. And I'll have a quick early look on that short line as well. From the start here. You can see all my ground bait pimpling and everything. Lots of activity and oils coming off, which is good. I'm going to hold off loose feeding at the moment. There's a bite. That was a bleak or something. Yeah, I'm going to hold off loose feeding at the moment because of the bleak situation. Yeah, snag. Oh, not the best of starts, is it? Tangled a rig just before the start and snagged the bottom. Oh, and again. What? That wasn't there when I plumbed up. About a foot off the bottom as well. It's coming towards me, whatever it is. Ah, what a disastrous start. Oh, I've got my hook there. That's one good thing. I'm just flicking it a bit further past now from wherever that snag is. Could do without that, couldn't we? A little dink. Come on, roach. Another little fast dink. They're like minnows or something. Cast her straight on, I think. Big bleak. And we've not blanked, but not the fish I wanted, so let's put a caster on. I'm just going to fish off the back of that feed for a little bit to establish what this snag is and where it is. In my peg. Normally you'll go bang 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 and I'll be into roach from the off if they're about. Even if it's just 2 or 3. So he's had a little roach to my left. The guy chucking a feeder right across against the trees. And that is plan C if this if the roach don't show. Oh, something just had a go at it. I reckon the pike's had it straight away. Yep, pike's had it first go. First go, first pike. Big roach that was as well. See if he'll let go. Literally first roach I've had. Just saw the pike come up. Go on, let go of him. What a disastrous start. You never know, it might be a £4 perch. How big he is. He won't let go. Go on, give him my roach back. Well, a nice start. Let's have a quick look on that short line. Just had to re-tackle up. pushing it past me top kit. All he's caught to my left is a bleak. Maybe one little roach. That was a good roach, at least 3 or 4 ounce. Little triplet. Yeah, let's go long. Don't feel, based on that start, I don't think there's anything short, let alone long, in any numbers. Good roach again. One caster. Go away, pike. Hopefully you've had your fill. That's about the size he had. Good stump, haven't they? Hook my net, and the only part of the net that you could possibly hook on these nets. I'm gonna have one of them days, I think. Right, if we can calm down, I think there's some ropes to be caught. That snag pulled right towards me for a couple of metres, so hopefully I've dragged it out of the way. I think for the first 10 minutes, well, first hour, you've got to be geared up, and then you can scrat around with lighter rigs. There's the way. At least over there, just see. So there's fish there, but I'm not convinced I'm presenting it to him correctly at the moment. Lovely. This bite's already quite shy actually. So an 18 might be better than the 16 I've started with. Just lay on it just an inch or two more. I think they're big roach, being cute. That size, do you? Huh? Let's just go another inch, a bit more over depth. See if that improves things, because they're there. The bites are surprisingly shy. What to do now is to keep this coming for as long as I can before Mr. Pike turns up again. Can't believe I did my very first fish. Hybridy thing. I've blown that caster right up the line. Let's go back to dead depth. on. That long line's gone a little bit funny. It's definitely time to see what's short, if anything. It's a top kitten one. I'm sorry, it's 5 sections. Nothing, not even a little dink or anything, so that's fine. You know, at least we know. I could have fished a waggler down the middle today. That was another option, and I can still set it up if we're struggling. You've got loads of time to set up once you've got in the river and set your platform up and everything, so try to be dead positive. If I'm going to win, I'm going to catch on the pole. If it's a 5 or 6 pound match, then maybe rod and line might be better. I'm going to persevere with this for now. See, that's the worry at the moment. I'm not getting many bites, so they're obviously not loads of fish there competing. Crafty buggers, these fish. They're doing that size. Let's see, 10 hours. Put a couple of pinkies on. That's not it then. Small roach. Some pinkies. A single bronze maggot. Take that a bit better than the caster, so carry on with that for a little bit. Find a nice wriggly one. Well, these bites are a little bit crap. Let's just start to have a run of roach on the pole to my left. Mine have just sort of disappeared for a little bit. Right. The silly first hour has been and gone. Time to put some pudding down the side. That's open. Yep. Well, I've suddenly stopped getting any bites. The pike's just rolled about 4 metres upstream. He's obviously had a minnow or something on the top. Bloody thing. I ain't had a bite for a while. He's just started catching some quality fish to my left. But yeah, it's just struck and just whacked something on the surface. Bloody pike. I thought I'd got the better of him for an hour. Fish are very similar sort of rig to me by the looks of it. A lot more smaller fish as well amongst them. Not even a dink or a dib on there. Seems to be hard on the bottom, these fish. Just giving it that 5-minute rest because it helped, I think. Light rig on now. Balling it in on his waggler line there, by the looks of it. perch. That perch was obviously a loner. Certainly can't blame me throwing. That was right on the money. Probably went 40 minutes without a bite on that long line. 2 or 3 little fish short. But the weird thing is the guy above me is getting lots of bites. I think his average stamper fish is smaller, but he's getting lots of bites. Because I'm not getting so many bites, but they seem to be bigger fish. Camera on. Fish go. Oh, there's a pike. That's 3 or 4 crashing around me now. He's having a lot of pike trouble next door now. He's had 2 crash. He's just got his fish back actually. They're taking his pike about 3 or 4 metres out in front of him. I've just topped up with a ball laced with pinkies. Seems to be the way forward now. I'm going to keep popping in a little ball short as well. Quite a few pike work in the area. That's probably why we're getting the quieter spells. I was having a lovely run of fish then. Our rope's come off and my rig come back in a right state. I've had to shorten the rig again, put a couple more shot back on, re-rig up. So the rig's getting shorter and shorter. It just popped off just as I was about to net it and the rig absolutely trashed to death. Not ideal. Right, it's took a while, but I've got it sorted now. I'm using a 1.5 gram float, quite heavily dotted down, so it's as sensitive as possible, but can still bomb it down nice and quick. 20 hook, 08 bomb, single pinky, and I'm varying it between just off bottom and a couple of inches on, and topping up with sticky balls of ground bait and pinkies. And if you don't get a bite, you just twitch it like that and it normally flaps under. They seem to be having it, attacking it when you twitch it. Got a bit smaller now, but let's go back over depth a little bit. It's about to say I weren't catching any sticks now, but oh, here's one of them swan mussel things. Only got. They never seem to come in, them little mussels. They all seem to fall off. I had a bed of them last time. Maybe the pike's return, because this is the quietest it's been for a while. I just potted a ball in, I've got some bubbles coming up now. It's not a good sign. Normally means a pike. I would say Mr. Pike's got that. Yep. No bugger. Yeah. I'll make some noise with this one. I'm fishing it over depth again now, because I've been running it off the deck for the last 5 minutes and not had so much as a sign. 20 minutes to go. I've not had a bite for the last 20 minutes at least. Topped up twice. Another pike next door, leaping out. Jon Arthur catching sticks. Who'd have thought it? Eh? Who'd have thought it? Maybe should have gone out to 14 metres. I think that would have been better. Maybe it would have been a slightly cleaner bottom there. Ifs, buts and maybes. There's no signs of anything in the peg now, not even a bleak. So I'm loose feeding a few pinkies. Next door's had another pike. He's had more pike trouble than me. He's also had more fish than me. He's just gone. Gone. Gotta be a pike there, isn't there? At least you'll get him, fish. Hurry up! Go for that. Yeah. That's a sniff on that pinky. Aren't pike lovely?
Yeah, they taste alright. 6.13 so far.
Oh, is it? Oh, I've got that. I think he's done best. Only about 2 hours fishing. Let's go. Not had a bite last hour. Oh, 7. I've not weighed so much before. 7.
7.
It's pretty high, isn't it? You need a step ladder.
Oh, I know, that's the trouble with these pegs here. So they go down a bit further and they're lovely, nice, low bank. High banks
They
are
won't
very
let
awful,
you dig them out, will they?
No,
That's
well,
a shame.
I'll just get a sign there, John.
Oh, sorry.
And considering what's been like in the last week or two, it's been bloody it's a shame, but there you go. That's it,
Right.
Yes, the charity match. Ah, yeah.
A lot more fish there, isn't there? Only just done. Yeah, 8.15.
Yeah, I say 8.15, looks like it.
Yeah. Well, there you are. That's my one and only Riverfest Qualifier of the year. It's the only ticket I managed to get. The other dates either clashed or I just couldn't get a ticket because they sold out so fast. So, but I was really looking forward to that one. There's always a chance of a massive weight of bream. As it happened, I think it was £93 a bream won the match off peg 33. And apologies, I don't know the guy's name. And there was a 49 and a 43 either side of him as well. And apparently the bream were rolling for 3 hours before they actually finally got their heads down and they started to catch him. So but yeah, so that was always going to happen anyway. They always said in the 30s you needed to draw, and it'll be one with a big weight of bream, even though they hadn't been feeding in the week. So but yeah, my section, I found out that last year actually my section got one with a weight of bleak. But there was no flow. There was hardly any bleak showing really, just odd ones, not enough to certainly do double figures of them. Absolutely no flow. And So yeah, but anyway, Lee Giles, who was next to me, he actually won the 20 peg zone. He's had £8.15, so well done, Lee, absolutely brilliant. A bit gutting being the next peg to him, I've had a decent day. £7.7, third in the 20 peg zone. Clive Branson had 7.13, about 4 or 5 pegs above Lee. On the other side of Lee, there was Rob Brennan, very, very good angler again, ex-Starlet's angler. He's had £6. He's fished mostly bollow down the middle and the feeder. He's the one who I could see crashing a feeder in across. But it wasn't a feeder day. It was one bream caught in our zone. Ian Winter caught that. I think he had it almost first chuck, but that was it. So and apparently peg 6, 7, so like that sometimes does throw up a few bream. But yeah, I think I did it right, just concentrating for roach. I've certainly had the fish in front of me to have won the zone. But pike, I mean, my very, very first roach that I caught took a little bit of while after balling. Normally you ball in and you go bang, bang, bang and catch a few roach that come straight into that commotion. Well, that didn't happen this time. It was a bit strange. And it probably took 5-10 minutes to catch my first roach. And when I finally did, a pike snaffled it. So that set the zone for the rest of the day. I've had half a dozen of pike on and striking all around me and everything. And Lee, he's had even more. Now I've sat in the water, he's sat up on the bank. And I think it's given a perfect ambush point for that pike in his peg, because I've probably sat on top of where the pike would have struck in Lee's peg. But I saw it jumping out of the water 3 or 4 times, about 5 meters out in his peg. But yeah, so we've been played by pike. There must have been half a dozen at least in our 2 pegs. And they've wrecked it really, basically. And also what hasn't helped me today is all that rubbish on the bottom. I plumbed up, nothing, and then you hook a branch like 5 minutes into the session. I'm sure I've pulled some of it nearer. I spoke to quite a few people afterwards. They've all had problems with branches on the bottom, but in hindsight I think I should have cut my losses and gone out to 14.5 meters and tried to find a cleaner bottom, because I'm sure that's not helped running the rig through, and obviously the fish probably aren't happy swimming around all those branches as well. Maybe the pike are happier being in those branches and stuff, so it's definitely slowed me down a bit. A bad bottom pike and a very, very slow start because of it. So but I expected to catch really well early and then it to go dead, which it has. But normally you can eke out a few bites with light rigs and everything, but nothing. All I've caught on today is a 1.5 pencil float. I use a Sensus Desque Guillaume, I think it's called. And there's a couple of incarnations of that float. There's 2. That's the same float, but 2 different paint jobs. 1.5 grams. It's interesting talking to Lee afterwards as well. He's fished a 1.5 grams pencil float as well. He's caught best on maggot. I've caught, and nothing on cast. You can get a bite on cast. So I've caught on casters early, then pinkies. So hey up, my cat's coming to say hello again. Hello. But yeah, we've caught on the same sort of flow. There's absolutely no flow, so you can hold on to that, no problem. You can just stop it in that slow flow as well, but it just means you can fish a nice heavy rig and with little resistance. So but they've worked really well. I've got some with a slightly thinner fibre tip and some that I've put a slightly thicker plastic tip in, depending on how it's fishing. So yeah, look, here's a cat again. Hello. Look at the camera. No, you don't want to look. Fair enough. So but yeah, that's what I've used. It's been an interesting session. I've come third. I've not picked up a penny because Lee was in my 5 peg zone as well, so I haven't even won the 5 peg section by default or anything. So bit of a gutting day all round really. I caught some fish. They're lovely fish when you catch them. Pike have thwarted me, the sticks have thwarted me, a bit of bad luck's thwarted me, I think. So but still nice to come third in a 20 peg match really, or 20 peg zone. 60 in the match, but I've come third in my 20 on a tough day. The river's very, very low and clear. We've had a bit of rain today, first rain we've had for several weeks now. But I've got the Thames Festival coming up soon as well, so be similar sort of fishing, I think. Be hard, clear fishing, pike again. So but we'll see. Hopefully we'll catch a few on that match, and maybe if I get a chance I'll be able to film it for you. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on another live match sometime soon.